The only question I have on my mind right now is, Niger, which way? Which way? Oh my gosh, the events of Tuesday. To say that the turnout was traumatic is putting it very, very, very lightly. I remember sitting at work, and mind you, I've been following this whole ENDSARS thing, and I would always be on Twitter trying to follow, okay, how are the protests going today? Where is it happening? How are people responding? How is the government responding? And that Tuesday, I remember that I woke up and heard, oh, Sanwo-Olu has put a curfew, and I was like, okay, what does that mean? And then following the events again on Twitter, I noticed that a group of people said, you know what, we're not going to move. We're just going to stay at this toll gate, and we're going to be very peaceful. I even saw one of my friends Instagram, someone was going out and they took like branches from a tree or something, just to be able to show that, oh, we're good, or we're peaceful. And that's how I was watching it. And then the next thing, I closed Twitter. There was this person on Twitter that said, oh yeah, this is where we're at. I saw when the guy came to turn off the CCTV. It was like, when I looked at the tweet, it was like 4 minutes ago, something like that. Someone said, oh no, that's not the case. We're here. They've not turned off any CCTV. And I was like, my anxiety was already rising at this point. So I was like, okay, no problem. This is what's happening. And then the next video, what did I see? They've just shot someone now. I remember being very blank. I was like, nah, this is not happening. Like, no. Then I went on Instagram, and then I was watching DJ Switch. I was at work. I just finished a meeting, thankfully. And then I saw DJ Switch's Instagram live. Is this like a toll gate? Is this Nigeria? What the heck is happening? Like, it from 0 to 100 like that. Like, it was, to say I was shocked is to say the very least. I was numb. I didn't even know what to feel. I saw I watched the whole video till it ended. Like, I was stuck on the live. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, whenever they were taking out the bullets from the person's leg, oh my gosh, I was like, you know what? I'm done with work today. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't do anything. Like, jeez. So to say that we're collectively traumatized as a country is probably putting it right, because I'm pretty sure everyone everywhere is feeling some kind of anxiety or some sadness, some depression, something has flared up. We're angry at the very least, and that is a normal response to trauma. And I've seen a lot of videos. I had to take time off of Instagram and Twitter for like 2 days. I just got back today, and I had to do that for my mental health. I couldn't do anything else. Like, I wasn't concentrating at work. I was so emotional. I'll just start crying for no reason. I was on vacation last weekend, and half the time I was on Twitter, and this was even before the Tuesday situation happened, and my friends were so like, they were like, Lucia, get off the app, delete it now, because I was like crying, and you could tell like my mood was so down because I was following the news. Someone said something as we are going home, and I was so emotional. I blasted him. And I even had to apologize after. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so emotional right now. Like, everything is just too much, So I thought that I would make this video to help you identify if you're traumatized. There are different signs of trauma. And if you are, I'm going to also tell you ways that you can cope and, get better. It's not unexpected to feel traumatized after such a gory and, oh my gosh, I've never experienced that kind of thing. Obviously, I wasn't born when there was war. So this is like war for me, and it's like too much. So in these times, you may be feeling anxious, threatened, angry, or frightened as a result of the events that have happened. And I'm sure whenever it happened, most of us were like in shock and in denial. I literally just said that I didn't want to believe that it was Nigeria that was happening. And yes, I was in shock and denial. And these are very, very true responses to trauma, especially in the moment that it's happening. And you may not even know how to respond, and you may not even know the extent to which you are affected by the events that have happened. So how do people respond to trauma? People respond very differently, but in the start of the event, you would usually feel shock and denial. Shock and denial are usually used to protect yourself from the emotional impact of the event. You may also feel numb and detached, and some people have not felt the full intensity of the event yet. Like, some people react way later, so be on the lookout for these signs. But once you've moved past the initial shock, you will start to realize, or you start to observe, that you might be irritable, you might be angry, there might be emotional outbursts, very dramatic outbursts. You might experience some anxiety and nervousness for no reason. Sometimes you might experience depression. You might have memories or flashbacks of things that you saw, dead bodies or people crying or DJ Switch's face, things like that. You might have difficulty concentrating at work or just in general. You might not be able to sleep, or you might have irregular sleeping pattern at this time, or you might also experience some appetite issues. Some people might also be afraid that the event will reoccur. So you might even see soldiers on the road and immediately go into a panic attack, or you might see a policeman and react differently than you would, or a thug. Things from the event might start to be triggers for you. You might find yourself withdrawing or isolating yourself from your day-to-day activities, and you might also start to experience physical symptoms of stress like headaches and nausea. And if you had a medical condition, it might flare up during this time as well. Some people might also experience post-traumatic stress disorder, popularly known as PTSD. This is a type of anxiety disorder that affects the way your body responds to stress. So how can you manage traumatic stress? Communicate how you're feeling with a family member, a close friend, so that they also help you monitor and help you identify when you're acting weird or acting angry or being a certain way, so that they can take care of you as well. You can also write in your journal, just express how you're feeling to someone or something like your journal. Give yourself some time and recognize that you can't control everything. None of this is your fault. We're all in this together. It's just what it is. Nigeria is just so messed up, but we are working towards a change. You could tell from the way people came together, the unity, everything, that we all want that change. And so there's hope, and we are ready to fight and keep fighting till 2023. So don't worry, you can't control everything. Just let yourself feel what you're feeling. Ask for support. Don't isolate yourself. Try your best to mingle with people, reach out, get into groups. I'm sure people are forming some support groups somewhere. On Twitter, there's a lot of love and light, thankfully. So we're all coming together as a community to deal with this situation. So yeah, feel free to hop on there and express yourself. I'm pretty sure in times like this, you're going to get a lot of support. Try and eat well, try and exercise, just do some light exercise just to get your mind off things and bring down your cortisol levels as well. Avoid alcohol and drugs during this time. It will not help you at all. It will just make things worse. Pursue hobbies and other interests, but try not to overdo it. Like me now, I've re-downloaded Candy Crush. I haven't played Candy Crush in years, but now I'm doing that, and it's really helpful. I like it, and there's this rush of happiness, this sugar rush that I get. But yes, it's really nice, and I'm also communicating with people and trying my best to not isolate myself as much, and stay off social media for some time if you want. It will help you. It will reduce your exposure to the triggers and all the videos and all those. So these are the signs of trauma, and these are the ways. Those are the ways to cope with it. Now, you might need to take it a step further and talk to a counselor or a therapist or a professional if you're experiencing the following things. If you find yourself being aggressive, if you're withdrawing a little too much, If you haven't heard from someone, reach out to them as well. They might be withdrawing and might need to talk to someone. If you're still not able to sleep, yes, this is a time to, reach out to someone. If there's a continued obsession with the events, like I was absolutely on Twitter 24/7 thinking about it. I was on vacation and I wasn't concentrating. Yes, I needed help, and so my friends looked out for me, and they would call me and say, Lucy, I hope you're not crying, I hope you're not this, I hope you're not that. So if you find yourself being obsessed with the event, then please reach out to someone and let them know so that you can get some help. If you're having problems at work or at school, yeah, it's getting to you more than ever. But yeah, so I thought that I'll put out this video, especially during a time like this. Shout out to all the people who, oh my gosh, were on the front lines, and everybody. Like, it was, we saw you, we acknowledge your gosh. There was a day I felt this kind of pain that my heart was like, my body was hot, like my insides were hot, and I didn't know what was happening. I knew what was happening. I knew I was having a panic attack where I was just being very anxious, and then I just burst out crying, and then I was numb, and it was like I was a crazy person. But anyways, shout out to everyone who tried their best. This is not the end. We're still going to fight. We are coconut head generation. We know the hair word, and we are the Sorosoke. Okay, that's how you say it. I'm not Yoruba, but Sorosoke generation. We're going to change Nigeria, and I'm very, very hopeful. Let's keep shocking them with our numbers, with our unity, with the way we're approaching things, and letting them know that this is not business as usual. I want to be at home. I want to be in Nigeria. I want to give my talent to my country, and it's not possible. So we're going to fight this fight to the end. Don't lose hope. And rest in peace to all the people who lost their lives, the heroes of our nation. Anyways, I hope you learned something. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay strong. We're all in this together. Reach out, and I love you all, and I love my country, Nigeria, and we will get there. We will be better. I have hope, and I don't want you to lose hope either. Thank you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.